Have you ever suffered from a period rash? If you have, then you have probably been as confused and embarrassed about it as I was. Sometimes, when your skin is exposed to certain irritants like chemicals or rough clothing for extended periods of time, it may lead to a rash, itchiness or irritation. Some wonder if it's an allergic reaction, others claim it's brought on by an infection. While the causes may seem questionable, the fact is keeping these rashes at bay is simple, especially if you know what causes them in the first place. We all know, at least we think we do, that menstrual cramps can be a real pain. But did you also know that rashes during menstruation can be just as irritating? The right diet and lifestyle choices can help prevent and cure period rashes fast. Periods are one of the most important things for a girl, especially in this era when we always try to look perfect. But periods also bring a hell lot of troubles to us, like discomfort and rashes. We can also become moody as well. Irritation in vagina is one of the main issues caused by the period cycle. In such cases, you should take proper medication and cure this issue well before it gets worse and cause health problems. Have you been looking for ways to cure your period rashes? You know about menstruation but not too much about periods. When you experience bleeding, an irritable rash is normally associated with it. An irritating period rash that occurs after a menstrual cycle most probably is caused by bacteria being left on the vaginal area. For most women, menstruation is something that happens once a month for about 2 to 7 days. It's not fun by any means, but it's the way of life. While tampons and pads can be used to keep your flow from leaking through your clothes, they can also cause some unwanted side effects like rashes. This can be an embarrassing issue that no one wants to talk about. Luckily, there are ways to prevent and treat these rashes so you can get back to enjoying your period. What causes period rashes? Menstrual blood is full of bacteria, so if it's left on the skin for too long without being cleaned off, it can cause irritation and rashes in the vulva area. The chemicals in pads and tampons can also irritate the skin and cause rashes. If you have sensitive skin or are allergic to certain kinds of fibers, this could also lead to irritation and rashes. Having a rash during your period can be a huge inconvenience. There are many causes for rashes during your period, including chafing and heat, which can lead to redness and itching. Most of the time, these rashes aren't too serious, but they may require some simple remedies. Luckily, there are plenty of ways you can prevent and treat menstrual rashes so you can get back to feeling like yourself again. Do you have that time of the month every month? Don't panic. Do these simple everyday habits and you will soon become a pro at preventing pimple breakouts on face during periods. If you experience period rashes, it may help to use some of the following tips. 1. Wear breathable clothing. Irritation and itching is what your skin feels like when you have a period rash. You may even feel that you're being bitten by some kind of insects or animals. You don't feel comfortable wearing any kind of clothes, especially if it has seams or strings that can irritate the rash. Wearing breathable clothing is one way to prevent and cure a period rash. Choose underwear, pants, and other clothing made from natural materials that allow your skin to breathe. Cotton is a great choice of material for this purpose. 2. Avoid tight-fitting clothes. One of the most common clothing mistakes we wear right now is tight-fitting clothing. Many of us are wearing pants that are way too tight and shirts or dresses that are too tight to flaunt our assets. Tight clothing can cause skin irritations that can lead to eczema outbreaks and other rashes. This advice applies not just to your pants and underwear, but also to your shirts and dresses. Tight-fitting clothing can irritate the skin and cause rash outbreaks. 3. Keep yourself dry. You might not think about this until it's time to change your panties, but your period can cause rashes. These rashes can be uncomfortable. Because of this, changing your panties regularly helps keep you dry and can help prevent embarrassing rashes around your underwear area. Changing your panties regularly can help you stay dry and prevent rashes. You may also find it helpful to wear a panty liner or pad during your period, as this will keep blood from leaking onto your clothes. 4. Consider using a menstrual cup instead of a pad or tampon. One study found that wearing a menstrual cup was associated with a lower risk of developing a rash than using disposable pads or tampons. If you decide to try one, make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully when inserting and removing it. 5. Use an over-the-counter antifungal cream or ointment if you develop an infection. An over-the-counter cream or ointment containing miconazole may be effective in treating fungal infections in the vaginal area. And 6. Keep it dry. Make sure you change your pad or tampon often enough so your skin doesn't get damp with blood. Change it every 4 to 6 hours, unless you're using a menstrual cup, and wipe off any blood that's come into contact with your skin when you do. 7. Leave a little space between your legs. Yes, this can be hard if you're biking or dancing around at a concert, but try not to let your thighs rub together too much. If the friction is causing irritation, try wearing loose-fitting pants and underwear made from cotton instead of synthetic fabrics such as nylon or polyester. 5 symptoms of serious female health you should never ignore. You might think that the most important thing to know about your body is how to make it look irresistible in a bikini. But the truth is, it's more imperative that you understand how to keep yourself healthy. For example, there are 5 symptoms of a serious female health issue you should never ignore, because they can have huge ramifications for your future, and even be life-threatening. I'm not trying to scare you by listing these symptoms below. Rather, I'm trying to empower you with knowledge, so that you'll know what to watch out for and what action to take if something seems off. So let's dive in. 1. Heavy bleeding. If you're bleeding heavier than usual, or if you're bleeding during a non-period time, this could be a sign of some serious issues. Heavy bleeding is often a sign of fibroids or endometriosis, both of which are generally benign but can affect fertility if left untreated. Additionally, heavy bleeding could also indicate a much more dangerous problem like uterine cancer. The only way to really find out what's going on is by talking to your gynecologist. 2. Vaginal discharge. Vaginal discharge isn't always an indicator of serious health problems, but it's best to get it checked out anyway. A particularly smelly discharge could be an indicator of vaginal yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis, which can't be cured with over-the-counter medication, so you'll need to see a specialist about it. 3. A lump in the breast. It's true that many breast masses are benign, non-cancerous. However, any lump in your breast should be evaluated by your healthcare provider. If you find one, don't try to watch it for a few weeks or months before getting checked out. Your doctor will get an ultrasound and have it taken care of right away. It's better to be safe than sorry. 4. Painful urination. If you find yourself needing to go more frequently or experiencing pain with urination, this could be the sign of a urinary tract infection, UTI. Many women suffer from these periodically. They can be treated with antibiotics and often resolve quickly. However, if left untreated, they can lead to serious problems such as kidney infections. See your doctor if you experience frequent UTIs or if they are accompanied by fever, nausea, vomiting, or blood in the urine. 5. Bladder problems. Women are more prone to bladder problems than men, so it's important to get checked out as soon as possible if you have an issue like frequent or painful urination. Make sure to follow all these steps listed below, and you are good to go. See you in the next video.